not even about 20 minutes ago, the final press conference for IBF champion and Ring Magazine champion Jai Opetaia and David Nyika. David Nyika, another Australian fighter, 10-0 with 9 KOs. You saw him before if you watched the whole Fury Usyk 1 card. He fought on that card against, let me see, who did he fight against? My bad. Michael Seitz. You can actually watch this fight on Turkey Alex Sheikh's YouTube page. In fact, let me pull it up for you. So for those who want to be a degenerate and go get pretty much an idea of how this guy fights. By the way, Turkey Alex Sheikh, he uploads all of the fights to his YouTube channel. He doesn't really promote them, but uploads all of them to his YouTube channel in their entirety. Sometimes just a day or two after the fight. So every fight he's ever produced is on this channel. Where's David Nyika? Is this it? The full fight? There it is right here. You can watch it on the YouTube.
This evening it really is.
So if you want to kind of see, you know, what type of fighter he is. But basically, I'm going to have my colleague, this is him right here, Big J, come in later on in the video and give his thoughts. But me personally, here's the thing. Jai Opetaia does have 2 good, solid life or death wins against Ramirez Breedis, but that's all he has. You see what I'm saying? He's good, don't get me wrong. I consider him right now the #1 cruiserweight, but we still need to see more. So I like this fight, actually. I like this better than the previous fight because, you know, David Nyika's got a big question mark around it. Remember when Breedis and Opetaia first fought? Breedis was bullshitting around, dressing up as Super Mario, trying to get a fight with Lawrence. He was supposed to fight Lawrence O'Colly, but he was trying to get a fight with Jake Paul, doing raps and getting tattoos and all kind of bullshit. Basically, long story short, a lot of people thought he was going to brutalize Jai Opetaia, and look, came out of nowhere. Jai Opetaia became the man. So, you know, David Nyika, you know, I'm not counting him out. He's a big dude, as you can see here by the face-off. He's 6'6", weighing in the cruiserweight division, weighing in that cruiserweight. And Jai is no small dude either. You know? And Jai's been in some wars with Breedis. Remember, he had his mandible broken on both sides, his jaw pretty much hanging off. And what happened in the second fight? Didn't he get his nose broken or something like that? Now, I'm not saying that David Nyika is good. I don't know. From what I've seen from him, I'm not seeing world class, but maybe, hey, this is the fight where he shows us like, all right, I'm here now. Put my motherfucking foot down. I'm David Nyika. So to look at the cruiserweight division here, Gilberto Ramirez is supposed to be the fight that's supposed to be happening next. Sometime, I'm guessing May, June-ish. Don't be surprised, April. Noel McCallion, no, he's being held hostage by Don King. He's now the champion in recess, and Battle Jack's been elevated to the full champion. And if I'm correct, Ryan Rozecki is the interim champion, so the WBC got 3 belts. But the fight of the division is Opetaia versus Gilberto Ramirez, is it not? And if you look at the division, it's pretty top-heavy. You know, after Gilberto Ramirez and Opetaia, you know, and then, you know, they become undisputed, go beat up Battle Jack or Noel McCallion, you know, this undisputed, what more is there to do? But you also have the option of possibly Usyk moving back down, because he said that he has to constantly eat to maintain his weight at heavyweight, and he's expressed desire to move back down to cruiserweight. So there's that option. And then there's also the option of Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol winner, moving up to cruiserweight. So even if it is top heavy right now, there are some potential opponents out there for these guys to fight. I mean, for Opetaia, if he beats Gilberto Ramirez. But Gilberto Ramirez ain't no joke. If you didn't see his last fight, he can really hold his own. And he's still a big dude, not as big as he was compared to other fighters at 168. And pretty much 175. But for the most part, his short run at 175, but for the most part, he still carries his speed and power well and conditioning well at the weight. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy. And I got a Substack. I'm going to be releasing that information soon, and we're going to be going live again soon. I had to get some electrical work done. My fuses kept blowing if I would go live, especially if I'm doing a lot on screen. But long story short, I got that taken care of. A whole damn near $6,000 electrical upgrade. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let's get Big J on the line. All right, we got Big J on the line, so we already went through the particulars. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what do you know about David Nyika? And basically, like, are you giving him a chance?
Well, obviously you got to give him a chance, man. How much of a chance? Yeah, probably not that much, considering he's only 10 fights in. I mean, I did meet David Nyika at the Joseph Parker Django Oplu fight card in Melbourne in 2023. That's almost 2 years ago now. I was thinking it was May of 2023. Yeah, he's a solid fighter, but obviously he's still a novice. He's only 10 fights in. He's not at the level. Even though Jai's resume, besides Brutus, is pretty weak, David Nyika's resume is even weaker. So
yeah, and he's never been past 4 rounds.
Yeah. So, and I don't see this one going past 6 either. I think Jai will knock him out in 6 rounds. Man, unless he pulls off the upset of the year.
Yeah, but you remember what we thought about, you know, a lot of people, I don't remember your thoughts, but I know a lot of people thought that Brutus was going to slaughter Jai Opetaia.
Oh, no.
What'd you say?
We thought that many times. We said many times that Jai would make a good account of himself, and Brutus would get him out of there in 6-7 rounds. I mean, we said that. Yeah, we said that vividly.
Yeah, but also we did. I remember we did give some leniency because we was talking about how, you know, Brutus was bullshitting around, dressing up like Mario, rapping, trying to get a Jake Paul fight, and we were saying, I believe I'm correct, we were talking that Brutus would beat himself pretty much, but you know, it turned out to be the other way.
Exactly, but Jai ain't mucking around. I mean, after this is the Zudo Ramirez fight. So there's a lot on the line for Jai. He's got a lot to lose.
Yeah, also not just that. It's a potential, you know, let's say after the Gilberto Ramirez, let's say in a perfect world for Jai Opetaia, let's say he goes on to beat Gilberto Ramirez, then he goes on to capture that WBC title from either Ron Rosicki, the interim champion in recess, Noah McCallion, or Badu Jack, the actual champion. But let's say if he goes on to be undisputed, there's also that possibility of him versus Usyk at cruiserweight, because Usyk is talking about moving down, and that would be a very lucrative fight for Usyk to go for possibly 2-time undisputed after moving back down. There's got to be some type of history there, or the winner of Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol, moving up. So we were talking before about how Jai Opetaia may not have any opponents if he stays at cruiserweight because the division is top heavy, ain't really nothing there. But what do you think about those possible fights? And what do you think is the bigger fight? Would it be the Usyk fight or the Beterbiev fight, or Beterbiev Bivol winner?
I would actually probably say I think Usyk's the bigger fight, because Usyk's 2-time undisputed. I think Usyk would be the bigger fight. I mean, Beterbiev, if he beats Bivol again, I mean, the man's 40. Would he just call it a day? So,
yeah, we don't know that, but it's not looking like it. There's been no indications that Beterbiev is considering retiring. And I thought the same thing about Usyk when he had beat Fury a few weeks ago. And turns out he's like, no, I'm not retiring. I want to go back down to cruiserweight, because he says he can't, he doesn't like eating as much to maintain the heavyweight weight. That was his reason.
Well, the problem is Jai is only, what's the word I'm looking for, lucrative or sellable, or the only way you would entertain a fight with Jai Opetaia for either Beterbiev Bivol winner or Usyk if Jai's got all the belts.
That's the only,
That's the only thing that's going to make the fight bankable. If he doesn't have all the belts, no one's going to care. So it's going to be these guys chasing Jai, not Jai chasing them, because they don't have to fight Jai. They don't have to do anything with Jai. So
Well, Gilberto Ramirez
the
is Gilberto Ramirez is under the Saudi banner through Golden Boy, and I do know Noel McCallion is and Don King, and the Saudis have been in talks. And the Saudis have stake in the WBC. I feel that the political road is there for Opetaia to become undisputed.
Oh, exactly.
I don't think it's any roadblocks.
No, because if the Turk wants to get it done, it'll happen. It's as simple as that. Because they'll just shell out whoever money he's throwing, whoever money it is he's throwing around. We all know it's not his. And he'll just get the fight done because he has the resources to do it. So
yeah, especially Jai can get in 3 fights this year. He can fight Nyika. Let's say the perfect world once again. He beats Nyika, go on in April, May, or June, and fight Gilberto Ramirez, and then at the end of the year fight for undisputed.
Well, that's exactly right. So, well, if they're sticking to the Riyadh season, I believe that's only from October to February. So that the Riyadh season is coming to a close. It'll be over in 7-8 weeks.
Yeah, but they're still going to be putting on cards. And remember, if he goes for undisputed at the end of the year, that's going to be in Riyadh season.
Exactly. There'll be a massive.
Or around this time next year, basically around this time, no later than February, he could be fighting for undisputed. 3 fights in 12 months.
Oh, no, I think he'll be doing it around October, November. I think he'll get it.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Because one thing we noticed, the Saudis don't play around with getting these fights done.
To their credit, they do not.
It's never long, drawn out negotiations.
No. That's the one thing. It's just get it done and move on. But the disappointing thing is that I honestly believe for Australia, this is going to be the only world title fight we're going to have in country all year. It's only bloody second week of January, and we're getting our one and only world title fight.
Yeah.
That's pretty disappointing for Australian fans. I mean, I know there's 4 girls with belts, but let's be honest, no one really cares about that. Because no one else in Australia is at world title contention level at the moment.
Yeah.
The only one maybe Liam Paro, but George ain't, Tim ain't. Nikita's not there yet. Who else we got? And Justice and all these other blokes are nowhere near the world title level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is going to be the one and only world title fight you'll see in Australia this year.
So let's talk about the other 2 significant fights on the undercard. Justice Hooney against Sean Potgieter. I don't pronounce his name, but basically Justice Hooney's been getting some flack on social media, as he should, because in that last fight he didn't look good, and whatever status he has as a possible threat to the heavyweight division, at least in my eyes, went out the window. The Kevin Lerena fight in March of last year, in my eyes, and we've been covering this guy for about a good 2.5 years now. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing him making it too far. Hell, the guy that beat Dempsey McKean, Moses Atama, might end him.
Oh, Moses Atama would clean him up. I as I said, I haven't really seen anything in Justice Hooney, and I really don't think he's going to achieve anything, to be honest with you. Once he gets up to that upper echelon, he'll just get knocked out because he just doesn't have the power to keep the real heavyweights off him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, as I've said many times, he's got the footwork, the speed, and the finesse of a lightweight, but he's also got the power of one too.
Yeah.
So, he just can't seem to, I mean, he almost got knocked out twice by 2 blown-up cruiserweights.
Yeah, how about that?
What do you think a real heavyweight's going to do to him? So,
how about that?
Old mate that knocked out Dempsey McKean would wipe the floor with Justice.
And I forgot that he went the distance with Andrew Tabiti.
And what was the IBO cruiser with the South African bloke's name? He almost cleaned him up as well. What was his name? Kevin's up.
Kevin Lerena. Yeah, that was the fight I was talking about. Yeah.
Exactly, man. He almost cleaned him up, and he's a blown-up cruiserweight. So, yeah, I don't see Justice Hooney going very far. With Turamoya, the Olympian fella, it's far too early to call with him. Give him 6-7 fights. We'll see what he does. But that's a fight I'd like to see. I'd like to see Justice fight him down the track. That would actually be a very good fight.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And the problem is with Justice, he continues to fight low-level competition. How many friggin' bums do you need to feed him?
Yeah, well, clearly they're not confident in him, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because they know the second he'll come up against someone half decent, he'll probably get knocked out.
You know, he's already getting the tag of being injury prone, and, you know, you've already expressed your disgust many times about his choice to fight Paul Gallen over the Olympics.
No, I wasn't disgusted. I was disappointed.
Well,
it was the biggest fuck up in Australian boxing history. So, yeah,
that sounds pretty disgusted to me, but go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, as I said, Paul got what, 1.5 million for that fight. Justice maybe got a tenth of that. So to throw away your Olympic dream for a piss ant little 150 grand is going to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
So, but then again, he might have got knocked out in the first round of the Olympics anyway. Who knows? But still, I still put it down as one of the biggest strip decisions in Australian boxing history. So,
well, closing thoughts?
I think Jai will clean up David in probably 6-7 rounds. Of course, unless David pulls off, a major upset, but I don't see it doing. David's competition's been far too low level, far low level than Jai's. Besides Brennis, Jai really doesn't have anyone on his resume to jump up and down about. But he's what's he, 25 fights now? Is that right? 25-0?
26-0 with 20 KOs.
Okay, so he's got 2.5 times the experience of Nyika, and he's knocked out twice as many blokes that Nika's had fights.
And Nika's never been past 4 rounds. That's significant.
Well, I don't think his cardio or anything like that's a problem, because I think he just fights guys that are so low level he just knocks them out. So,
yeah, but you know, he don't got the rounds under his belt. That's the point. So now the point is, I was trying to make is not only doesn't have the wins, he doesn't have the rounds. Like, you know, he doesn't, you know, like his resume is just nothing there.
Yeah, exactly. But good luck to him. You got to take your hat off to him, to the kid who took the opportunity in the first place, even though everyone's saying, and they even said it on the Zone
in the press conference. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is too early for David, but fuck that. Let the kid have a
He's
crack.
30, 29 years old. He ain't no kid.
Yeah, he's no kid, but they're talking about the fact that he's only 10 fights in.
Yeah, but when more credit to him, because this can be a loss that ages well for him, like where he learns from it, or he can go end up like Isaac Hartman.
Exactly.
This can be an experience loss for him, or it can be just derailing where he just never get it together.
As I said, like the old man said to me when I was about 15, never knock back a job opportunity, because you'll never know when you get your next one.
Yeah.
So, good for him to get in there and have a crack.
Yeah, and possibly start off the year with the biggest upset so far. So, you know, it's a lot at stake. With that being said, we're going to be here, as you can see I have on the screen, for us here in the States. We get a blessing because we actually get it broadcast on the Zone. It says the card's going to be starting at 3 a.m. Eastern. I'm not going to be here for that. I'm going to be coming in at about 7 a.m. or so for the Terra Moana and the Justice Hooney fight, but you can stay tuned and watch on the channel our post-fight content, because I don't know. I'm not saying that Nyika is going to win, but I think it's going to be a better fight than people are giving it credit for. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy and Big J at Old Mate Big J.